Hey everyone, it's Jerry Toledo, founder of the Human Leadership Academy, where we change the world one leader at a time by unleashing the best version of you. Thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited to share with you my personal secret to being more productive. All right, maybe it's not such a secret anymore. I've actually used various forms of this tool throughout my career. I've shared it with my teams as well as my clients. For some, it may seem basic, but the adage applies. We need to make common sense common practice. Greatness is not a product of our gene pool. It's not a matter of talent or predisposition. The greatest achievers in history weren't born that way. They achieved greatness by being relentless in their pursuit of their passion. Productivity is a matter of passion, motivation, and consistency. Consistency is what we'll focus on today. We need to attack the most important things consistently. Each day we'll focus on these key areas in order to ensure that we're being as productive as we can be, and we don't allow room for distractions. So what are the biggest impediments to productivity? Number one is a failure to plan. When we don't write it down, it's not real. The act of writing it makes it more tangible and embeds this thought in our head. If it's on my list, then I have to get it done. Having a plan allows us to have laser focus on those things only and filter out the additional noise. Additionally, setting a goal and accomplishing it allows our body to reward us for completing the task. Neuroscience tells us that when we set a goal and then accomplish it, our body releases a neurochemical called dopamine. It's the dopamine in our brain that allows us to feel that sense of accomplishment and happiness after completing a task. Number two is distraction. As we go through our day, there are countless things that pull us away from our primary objective. Things like Facebook, YouTube, and email. There's nothing wrong with these things, but we can't allow them to distract us from our primary goals for the day. The way we overcome these distractions is to ask ourselves throughout the day, what am I focused on right now? Is it on my list? If it's not, then we shouldn't be doing it. Number three is simply forgetting. How many of you have ever sat at your desk or in your cubicle and said, gee, what was that thing I needed to get done today? I guess it wasn't important. Then you get home and realize that you missed an important customer milestone just because you forgot. With all the technology available to us, we can easily eliminate this as a possibility. One of my favorite tools is the Notes app on my phone. The moment an idea or a deliverable pops into my head, I write it down so I can't forget to do it. So how do we plan to be productive? What we want to do is ensure that we're proactive versus reactive. We take the time the first thing in the morning to plan all the things that we want to accomplish for the day. This way we aren't victims to time or other people's agendas. Whatever we're working on needs to be on purpose, not a byproduct of who happened to be the first person in our office that day or which email we read first. That's where the personal productivity planner comes in. It allows you to plan and focus on what I call the 4 P's of productivity. There are 4 key areas that will have the greatest impact on adding efficiency and optimizing your day. The 4 key areas of focus are people, projects, priorities, and personal growth. So let's do a quick review of the productivity planner. First is people. This section is a list of people that owe you an answer or a result. You can call, send email, or see them in person, but anybody on this list must be contacted today. Now this isn't a list of what you owe them, but what they owe you. The first column is the priority column, with the highest priority at the top. The second column is the actual task or requirement. Fill in a quick description that makes the objective readily apparent. Now we'll skip over to the owner column. Since this is intended to be a personal productivity planner, this will most often be you, but I included it in case those of you that manage people want to list a task that was delegated. The last column is the comments section. You can use this for any additional notes, clarifications, or status. Now going back to the grayed out columns, we have assigned date, target date, and actual completion date. I added these columns in case a task does spill over into the next day. The assigned date will allow you to see the aging of the task and maybe add a sense of urgency to complete it. The target date allows you to adapt the sheet to longer-term tasks if you need to. All of these columns are repeated throughout the sheet. Next is projects. This section allows you to list the top 5 tasks for the top 3 projects. We want to list anything that we need to do to keep the project moving forward. This section contains long-term tasks or projects, so completion of the project today is not a requirement, but we want to chip away at the project and each day list items that can keep things moving forward. The third area is priorities. This section allows you to list your top 10 priorities for the day. The intent is to list only the tasks that you must complete today. Don't put them on the list if you don't need to get them done today. The next section is personal growth. In this section, you can list up to 3 tasks or activities that contribute to personal growth. Great leaders are always great students. It's important to continually evolve yourself and your team so that tomorrow you're better than you were today. So the day after tomorrow, you're even better. This is the most recent addition to my sheet, and for a good reason. What happens when we've trimmed all the unnecessary distractions from our day? When we've optimized our process so much that there's very little left to change? What's left is us. How can we as individuals evolve and grow? How do we gain the knowledge we need to get to the next level? Instead of allowing our knowledge and abilities to stagnate, we can read, we can do research, we can attend webinars, we can watch instructional videos. It can be formalized training, but I want to stress that in the age of technology, there's a wealth of knowledge out there. We just need to carve out a little time each day to invest in ourselves and focus on our own evolution. I can't stress this enough. A half hour a day, or even 10 to 15 minutes, can make a world of difference over the span of a week, or a month, or even a year. If you're the only one in your peer group being consistent about investing in yourself, who do you think is going to get the next promotion? So that wraps up our review of productivity and the Productivity Planner. Thanks for joining me today. I urge you to give this tool a try. I know it can help you stay on track like it's helped me and many of my clients. Don't forget to download your free copy. Did you like this video? If you did, then please leave a comment below. Maybe you have a different tool you use. We'd love to hear your take on it. Please join our channel on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and go to jerrytoledo.com to receive more free leadership lessons each week. We often send out free content that may not be on our other forums, so be sure to join our email list. Thanks for watching, and remember, step up, take the lead, and make a difference.